Hello, and today we're going to talk about a US30 breakout bot. It does have a couple of names, and I believe it was originally designed for passing FTMO challenges. It does not use HFT, and it does have a low drawdown with decent results. So you may see this as an EA passing version 3.3 bot, or you may see it called the Omega bot. It does look like Omega just copied the EA passing bot. There's lots of versions of this running around on the internet. I will, if I get 100 likes and 100 comments, I will put this bot for free into the free EA Telegram chat where I post the bots. But we are going to need 100 likes on this and 100 comments on this video before we do this. This is going to be a 4-video series. Hopefully, I'm going to show the setup on this one, and then I'll show 3 end-of-month results on how the bot's progressing. If it does work, I may throw it on a live account. I'm no longer doing any kind of prop firms. I'm not going to play their games, but I am going to put money on live accounts and hopefully make my money that way. So let's jump into the server, and I'll show you the bot. I do have the EA passing version 3.3 already set up on the account. And what I'm going to do first, I did set this up as a $5,000 account. I was doing some optimization, and what you can see here is this is the same EA passing version 3.3, and it says EA passing down here at the bottom. What you'll notice is on US30, if you load this bot, the US30 Omega bot, onto the chart, it also looks exactly the same. All they've done is change the name. It's still the EA passing bot. So it looks like they just copied that bot and they're selling it for $700. Don't waste your time buying it. I did not buy it. I'd like to thank the people in the Telegram channel that did send me a lot of different versions of this bot. So let's go in and let's look at the back testing. I'm actually going to back test the EA passing bot, which is the original. But let's go in and look at the back testing on that. What I've got it set up for is from January 1st of 2024 to March 30th, so 1 quarter. I'm going to set the spread at 200, even though it should be a little less. This is running Longhorn, where the spread tends to be about 147 during the day, but it gets up to 3 and it's at 427 right now over the weekend and overnight. So obviously it's not trading over the weekend, but it does get up around 400 overnight. So let's look at the properties. And the first thing I've noticed when I look at this is they didn't give any descriptions on what any of these are. So the first thing I did is I went through and played with the optimization, but I figured out what each of these blocks were. So I'm just going to run through. I did get a source code, but it had some errors in it. I was actually going to edit the source code and put all of the information back in, because what it looks like they did is just remove the actual names and just put a dot there. But this is a breakout EA, which means it draws a box basically from 1430 to 1530 MT4 time. So that's 7:30 to 8:30, I believe, Eastern time, depending on if daylight savings time is. This is your trading lot size. And the 1700 was I believe the time it stops opening trades, but I could be wrong about that. I'm going to have to go back and check that one. So right here, this is your stop loss is 2,000 pips. Your take profit is 12,000 pips. It's got a break even number on here. It was set to false, and I didn't get the chance to play with that much. This one right here is your trailing stop, or where it starts the trailing stop. It then stops the trailing stop, basically stays at 2,000. So when you get to 2,000 pips profit, which I believe is $20 when you're dealing with US30, then it will trail. And this every time it goes another $20, it'll move that up behind it. This take profit is a percentage. So this is when it will stop the bot if the profit's taken. And I'm just going to scroll down. So this is for your FTMO challenges. When on the set files, what I found is a lot of it was set at 10.3%. So at the point at which it reaches 10.3%, it would turn the bot off and stop trading so that you don't blow your account accidentally. Max orders per day is 3 is what it's set at. Spread protection is true, and that's your spread. So if your spread's more than 300, this won't take a trade. I did test that at some others, but I ended up leaving it at 300. Display setting, true. I do believe that's just the display on the screen. I didn't see anywhere where changing this mattered what market it was on. Push-up, the pop-up alerts, false. Push alerts, false, and email alerts. So that's what the setting files are, even though all of it is left blank. So I really had to go through and check each one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set this up. I was testing this, as you can see, and I'm going to set this up for what I found to be the best result I got. You're more than welcome to look at this. If I do get, once I get some more testing, I'll throw up a set file. But basically for a $10,000 demo account, I found that 0.02 to 0.03 in the optimization was the best. I went with a slightly lower. And these are the starting times. When the East Coast changes its daylight time before Europe, there's going to be probably twice a year for a couple weeks where you're going to have to adjust this or it won't work right. And we're leaving this at 2,000, 12,000. This is false. We're not going to use the break even. We're going to leave all of the stops at 2,000. I upped the value for the max number of trades to 5. I'm leaving the spread protection at 300. And I left the display on. I don't know if it makes any difference. So those are the settings that I came up with back testing. I spent about probably 4 hours last night playing with it. This is the best number I came up with. And I'm running this on the 15-minute chart initially. And then I'm going to show you something. This really said run it on the 5 or 15-minute. I tried it on the 1 minute, didn't work. And I actually tried on the 30-minute, and it came back a little bit better. So we've got this. I'll leave it in visual mode and fast forward through this, but let's just run. Let's go ahead and run this and see how it looks. Now, one thing you'll notice, and I'm going to talk over while this is going a little bit, is this is a breakout bot. It's not a hedging bot, and does not have a grid martingale built in. So what that means is it will take losses. It takes wins, but it also takes losses. And the idea is that in this case, the losses tend to be more minimal and the wins tend to be bigger when it does have a good day. So what it's doing is it basically draws this box from 7:30 to 8:30. And then in the next hour after that, if it breaks out of the box, it takes a trade. As we can see right here, it takes a trade and it trails it up or down. So I like this because I was looking for something that's different than a grid martingale and something different. Also, the other thing is should be closing its trades relatively quickly unless they're in profit, because it does have a stop loss and a trailing stop. So it means you're not going to be carrying trades overnight. You're not going to be paying a lot in swap fees. And as we can see, we're coming up about halfway through January. We got up a little bit over 20,000 and we're down to 18,000. So we're up about 100% and then back down to 80. So that's a lot of movement if we think about profitability. And it may not be for you. It may be something where you want to go with a smaller lot size, which is completely acceptable. And we'll see how it plays out. So I'm just going to let this run on fast forward here for a minute, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Okay, that was running on the 15-minute chart. It did take 164 trades, and it did make $24,475, which is basically 244% in 3 months. It did have a relative drawdown of 18%. So in the backtesting, if you want to reduce the drawdown, you will change the number of open trades down to either 2 or 3 and run that backtest, and for the trying to pass an FTMO challenge or a prop firm challenge. But realistically, in this case, you would have passed that in about 2 weeks with this bot. On the short positions, it only won 47%. And then the long positions, it only won 31%. So overall, it loses more trades than it makes. However, it still makes a profit. So let's just run back. That was the 15-minute recommended. I'm going to run it on a 30-minute, same exact settings. Remember, we made 24,000 on the last one. We're going to run this through. I'm going to speed through and not talk, and we'll look at the results on the 30-minute chart. So as we can see here, that ended up about 50,000. We'll look at the exact number. But what you can see is this isn't that just consistent upward graph that we see with a martingale bot. It goes up, it has pullback, it goes up, it does have losing sessions, and more than one in a row. So if you can't handle this bot taking the losses, this may not be the bot for you. And I'm saying that purely out of respect, because some people stress out about it way too much. And if the bot is too stressful for you, then you shouldn't run it. Let's take a look at this report. Once again, not great modeling quality. I am running the backtest on Longhorn. The reason I'm using Longhorn is not in this case because it's great for index trading, but because it's really easy to set up my demo accounts with the Longhorn setup. You get 90 days on the demo. It's good for running stuff like this. Actually, if I'm going to run this live, I'm either going to run it on OX or I'm going to run it on LQDFX. OX has better overnight spreads on US30, but they're about the same during the day. But OX has 0 commissions on index trades. So if you're an index trader, 0 commissions definitely makes a difference in profitability. And when looking at the spreads on LQDFX, it looked like even over the weekend spreads on US30 were lower. So I'm going to have to look at LQDFX spreads on US30 during the week, which I haven't watched because I don't have a bot that's been trading it. I have been looking for a bot to trade it, and this might be the one. Once again, we're going to look total profit. Last time was 244%. We're at 40,797 on this after 3 months on a 10K account. So that's a 407% profit. And by switching to the 30-minute, we dropped our drawdown. The maximal drawdown was 7.63. The relative drawdown was 12.54. So almost a 6% drop in the drawdown by switching to the 30-minute chart. Remember, back testing is only one portion. Oh, and the shorts. Last time this was a losing bot all around. This actually did better on the shorts. And I think on the longs, percentage-wise, even though it's still not a 100% winning bot. It's not hitting that 80 to 90% win rate. But having said that, overall, I like this bot. I am going to try and test this out. So this is the exact setting that I used for the back test, and I did like the results. For the forward test, I am going to use Longhorn. The reason I use Longhorn is simply the ease of setting up the accounts. And actually, I would use Securities or I would use LQDFX for what I have access to, because Securities charges 0 commission on index trades, and LQDFX looks like it has a tighter spread. So I'll probably look at one of those if I go to live. I may run some back testing on them as well. The only thing I'm going to change is the lot size. I'm running this on a $5,000 demo account. I back tested 10. So I'm going to change the lot size to 0.1. And I'm going to load that and we're going to go. So just remember, back testing is the first step and just the first step of testing. Next, we forward test on a demo account. I know a lot of guys want to jump right in. That was great results. They want to get their money going. Nope. We're going to run this for 90 days, 3 months, and I'll do a monthly update on how it's going. After that, if it's working, I will add it to the repertoire of bots. In the end, I may very well reduce the lot size, even on a larger account, because I don't need to make 100% every month. I'm quite happy making the 10% a month that I'm currently making on my compilation of bots. All I'm doing is I'm looking for other bots I can add to it, especially if they have different designs. I don't want everything to be a grid martingale. I don't want everything to be Euro USD. I don't want everything to be a scalper. I want different types of entries. I want things that trade the news. I want things that don't trade the news. So in general, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a kind of like a whole group of bots that work together and complement each other, taking small profits from the market all the time to hit that 10% a month income. I'm really happy with 5%, but I always shoot for better. And then if it doesn't work, you can always back off. If your goal is 10 and you hit 5%, 5% is really still really good. That's 60% a year. If you get to the point where we're making 72% a year compounded, you're doubling your money every year. So sometimes you don't have to hit it out of the ballpark with every trade, but you do want it to make money and you want to spread it out. Diversity is key. I don't want to put all my money into one bot. I don't want to put all my money into one broker. So do me a favor. I know people get mad. I've got 700 subscribers on here and I get about 20 thumbs up on a video. So I need the thumbs up, I need the comments, and they help with the YouTube algorithms to get my videos out to extra people, to new people that haven't seen it, so it's recommended. This then helps me get new subscribers, gets me to that 1,000 subscriber mark. The reason I want to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark is because when I get there, I can monetize this YouTube channel, which is part of what I'm trying to show is how much YouTube pays people to make YouTube videos. So the reason I need to get to the 1,000 is so I can work continually towards my goal of this whole series of showing people how to make money passively, even if they're not doing Forex trading. How much can you make when you make YouTube videos? And if you get followers, and really, this may be a slow way for me to do this. My friend's son just made a YouTube channel last night, and his first video in less than a day got 8,000 views. And I asked, what did he do? Because I don't get that. And all they did was take a hot popular video and they videoed themselves reacting to the hot popular video. Completely not what I'm doing, but I get it. And that may be the way to make more money than I'm making. That's okay. But I still want to show the back office. So I need those subscribes. I need the likes and I need the comments. So if we get to 100 likes and 100 comments, I will post this EA for free in the Telegram chat that I have for that. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and you will get notified when I do the next 3 videos about the results of the forward testing on this bot.